Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video. Today we're here back with more iRacing. This time around we're here once again obviously with 2021 Season 2 for one of the staples of the channel. It's back once more. It is time for the VRS GT3 Sprint Series. Obviously 40-minute races ahead of us over the course of this championship. We had a lot of fun last season out in the Lamborghini, but this time around we're in the other new car. I guess you can't really call it new anymore, obviously now it's a season old, but we're here in the BMW M4 GT3 car. I know a lot of people sort of jumped in with this thing last season, but I was a big fan of the Lambo V10, so we decided to stick with that thing. But I'd always sort of told myself I'll have to give the BMW a season afterwards. So here we are then, ready at Watkins, Glen for the first week of the new season. I have already had to do, well, I say one race around here. I managed to do half a race before I got taken out. Someone binned it in front of me. And it was one of those ones where there was just nowhere for you to go. But yeah, this one though, we start pole position by 0.6 of a second. I'm really not sure how we managed it. I don't feel that confident in the car, I'll be honest, but I guess we got the lap hooked up where no one else was able to. So hopefully we can keep it clean and tidy over the course of this race and just try to make it through to the checkered flag. Yeah, we start P1 though as the 15 car, so a lot of iRating available to us if we're able to walk away with this one. Not too sure what the guy in P2 is doing, but hopefully we can just lead this one from the front. We need some SR as well. I've had a really rough week so far on iRacing. So yeah, good clean race from the front is exactly what we need here today. Obviously we will control the pace on the start. And we will go about now. And that has been a good clean getaway. We should have some nice track space down in towards turn 1. Thank you very much. But yeah, again, obviously just at the start of this, got to try and get the car working, get it up to temperature, everything like that. I'm sure there's going to be some carnage behind. There is a lot of carnage behind. I see cars being pinged off absolutely everywhere. So I think only, what, the top 4 of us managed to get through that without any issues there, without any dramatics. But hopefully we can try and break the slipstream early on in this race. Obviously Scott in the Ferrari. Quite a lot of BMWs here. It's always a popular car. I think at the moment just very balanced in this series. But yeah, still obviously you do get a nice bit of variety. Nonetheless, that is a ridiculous off-track to pick up on lap 1. But again, just don't make any mistakes early on. Try and get the tyres up to temperature, get everything working as we need it to be. Do definitely feel like the grip levels in qualifying were really nice to us as well, as the car behind just runs a little bit deep. But yeah, we need to settle down into a rhythm nice and early on here. It's going to be about a 23, maybe just stretching over to a 24 lap race as well. So yeah, not Watkins Glen sort of sits in that weird middle ground of not being a particularly long track but not being a particularly short track either on iRacing. So we'll wait and see as to how things go. It's obviously a very high speed orientated circuit, so I would have thought, you know, the Lambo would have probably been quite good round here, but then you got to remember obviously things like the bus stop are just death in mid-engine cars. So things like the Lambo, the Ferrari and the Audi of course probably might struggle a bit more there, as I'm not too sure why I'm downshifting in towards the final couple of corners. This one you want third, not the other one. Obviously we have already done the one race round here this week in the Porsche Cup car, so we're sort of getting, we're breaking fairly similar points to that thing as we reach the end of lap 1 at 52.8. Get the car slowed down, use up all the track width on the exit of the first corner. Obviously you can get away with that, so I'm sure everyone will be doing so. You know how it is on iRacing. If it doesn't give you a 1 extra slowdown, you're going to be taking it lap after lap if you can. But yeah, top 2 of us seem to have broken away quite nicely though from the rest of the field, so we might have a good little battle with Scott over the course of this one today. But again, it's just about trying not to make any mistakes. Obviously the car's still heavy on fuel. So again, that was a lot of curb through there, but I think that time around we didn't get a 1x, which is exactly what we need. Tyres slowly coming up to temperature though. I must admit, I do like the dash on this thing as well. It does give you a lot of handy information, which I'm sure is probably why quite a few people are using this thing as well. It is those little things, those little comforts that you get with some of the cars that you don't with others. That really, I think, gets people using some vehicles a whole lot more than others still on iRacing. Oh, just back in, try to break away a little bit. We were able to pick it all back up. I have noticed in this thing a couple of times the traction really just goes very quickly. Every once in a while there's just not a lot you can do about it, so we have got to be easy on the throttle, easy on the brakes. Very easy just to upset the balance. And obviously a lot of corners around here are sort of you're getting on and off the throttle whilst trying to rotate the car as well. Very, very flowing circuit. So it can be a little bit difficult to try and get it right. Very, very easy. It's a weird track in that sense of it's quite an easy track to learn, but not very forgiving at all. Obviously, we've got the grass, you've got some of the curbs, everything like that. So that's down into the 47s. RBI was about a tenth quicker. But yeah, easy to learn, difficult to master, I think, Watkins Glen. Can't really race this thing on the limit all the time. But yeah, we're running about 5 seconds a lap faster than the Porsche Cup cars around here. So obviously it is just a little bit later on the brakes, it's just a little bit quicker everywhere. I think that's the key, and obviously a little bit easier to be more consistent. Obviously where you have got the ABS and the traction control, can't really lean on them all too much, but it's nice to have them there still. Although again, that's sort of why I like the Porsche Cup car, because it is very much just a raw driving experience. You've got to do absolutely everything yourself. Yeah, me and Scott though, running away rather nicely still from the rest of the field, but I need to try and break away from him a little bit, as we get very, very close to the grass there. Well, that was close again. That corner's going to be the death of me by the looks of it this race. Obviously, we've got to remember he's getting a slipstream as well, so that's probably carrying him around this track a fair bit. I'd like to think, you know, with a 6/10 advantage in qualifying, we could be a bit quicker, but you never know whether he made a mistake or anything like that in his qualifying laps. We have quite a few people all really tightly bunched around the high 147s. That was a nice run. Pretty satisfying when you get that curb nice and tidy. We're certainly consistent early on. It's going to be another 47.89. That was an identical lap to the one we did beforehand, so we're definitely consistent at the start of this race to that 1,000th of a second. That was quite good going. So yeah, like I said, if we can just get Scott over the 1 second mark, he's getting less and less slipstream from us at the moment, so hopefully this gap should exponentially rise. Really not too sure whether 4th or 3rd still better through there. It's always the age-old question of where you want to lean on the engine brake, where you don't. Yeah, have I set my tyres up properly? Yes, I have removed the tyres. I've put half a tank of fuel in for the pit stop. Might not need that much, but again, sort of I've got that IMSA race in the back of my mind where we had that little bit of a, well, yeah, I guess it was a scare because we ran out of fuel not long after the start-finish line, but, and unfortunately on this room I haven't got any fuel maps set up. Again, I said it in the Porsche Cup race, but you've really got to learn which curves you can clip, which ones you can't in this thing. Or like just opening up the width. Feel like we're struggling in Sector 3 as Scott's had a good lap that time round. 47.5 was quicker than his qualifying time. But again, it's a long race. 40 minutes here, not quite the same as the IMSA races, but not far off. I don't think we need to worry too much just yet, crew chief. That Ferrari, if you can get it hooked up, is probably a really quick car around here. Always good over the curbs. So we should be able to make a fair chunk of time up through the bus stop. Again, saying that, this thing's pretty well rounded so far. Oh. That was close. You do not want to do that all too often, and we've really done well to actually gain a few tenths on him so far this lap. So that's a little bit gutting. It's hovering around the 1 second mark, so now he might be able to get a run on us. But that was exactly how we got taken out in the other race. That's what an Audi did. Hit obviously the other wall and just pinged back in front of us. But now we might be able to get a good run up the hill. Road offensive on him. Wants to go for it, he's going to have to go the long way. And I don't think he's got the speed.
Refueling window will open after 21 minutes and closes at about 31 minutes.
So the team reckon, yeah, we can go pretty deep in as always, normally about half an hour. Sort of about just trying to be smooth on our throttle. You can see how much time we've gained through there. Definitely feel like I'm still braking a little early into a few corners, but rather brake just a little bit too early than a bit too late.
It's all over you. Keep your exit speeds up. Stay smooth.
Oh no. Don't know why we're suddenly having so many issues through there, but he's at us. It's going to be a drag race back down towards turn 1. I think we've got a bit better top end speed.
He's still there. Hold your line. Still there. Clear left. You're in the lead.
Just am I going to be able to slot back in front of him? So I'll have to do the same up the hill. He's going to try and line up a bit of a slingshot if he can. Again, I don't think he's close enough. Another small mistake. Well, let's just keep hitting our marks. He takes a really weird line through there a lot of the time, I've noticed. We are allowing the guys behind just to take a bit of time out of us. I've got to be a bit careful.
The lap times are dropping off. Come on, stay focused.
Crew chief's right. A couple of really sloppy laps. Need to get back into a good rhythm. That's the line you want through there. That isn't the line you want through there, though. Oh. Huge wash of understeer. Surprised that didn't cost us more time. Cool, horrible run out the final couple of corners. We're starting to struggle a little bit with the fronts. Is he going to try and go for anything? I don't think so.
Our last lap was a 148.19.
I don't know why we're suddenly struggling so much with the tyres. Is he going to be able to get a run? Again, I don't think he's quite got enough, despite the slipstream. As Tobias behind is getting quick. So it's a two-car battle, could very quickly become three.
That's half fuel. You've used half your fuel.
Right, so fuel lasts about 30 minutes then. Better run. That's what we need. A new PB by 1,000th of a second. It's so weird, you get a couple of laps of the tyres just don't feel like they're working anymore. I'm sure by saying that I'll just jinx myself, but... And then other times where they really just grip up quite nicely. Crew chief, I reckon they've just swapped shifts, I reckon, because it's kind of what we've been doing all day, mate. So again, you feel like you get a really good run, and this is going to be a mega lap from him. So that's a new PB for us, I think. There we go.
Our lap time was 147.76. The guy behind has just done a 147.40.
Yeah, see, there you go. I think you got 1x though. He's just so good. Unless we make a mistake, he just doesn't seem to be able to get the run up here. A little bit out of shape on the way in. Not too sure where I'm going there. Trying to apply a bit more pressure. Hole will run through there. Again, all this is doing is allowing Tobias to get a bit close to the pair of us.
You've just done a 148.27. That's 20 minutes to go. The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 34 Celsius. We're halfway home. We estimate 11 minutes of fuel remaining.
So team reckon, yeah, we're going to get to about 31 minutes on fuel. About another 6 laps. Yeah, 6 laps of fuel in the tank. It's a horrible thing where you feel like you nail the corner and then you just clip the curb on the exit.
10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Might be a bit careful with the fuel though, we might have to bring a little bit more out of it. Obviously I don't want to get undercut in the pits.
Good consistency, keep it coming.
It's just whether we just sneak onto that 23rd lap or not. See, that was a good run. We're using up all the track width. Yes, we should only need like 6 gallons, I want to say, to get to the flag. That's a horrible line. Down down to 6.3.
That was 147.72.
Are we using more than a gallon per lap? No, less. That'll probably give us about 7 laps.
Don't let this guy intimidate you.
Car's starting to get a bit lighter on fuel though, which is nice. That might upset the Ferrari's balance a bit. Far too much on the ABS there.
Minutes remaining, 15 minutes to go.
Toying with death through that penultimate corner. It's going to be a good lap though. Again, he's just at a 0.3. He's closer than he has been. No, it's just his weird wide line. Wonder if he might try and go for like an undercut or something, but I don't think it's really worth it. If you get stuck in any sort of traffic, it's going to be a world of hurt.
Him to find the gap.
We've got 2 more laps worth of fuel. So is he going to pick the end of this one, or will he be able to go 1 lap longer? That's the next question. Or is he just going to do the opposite of what we ever do? he's staying out as well then. That's good.
The lap time was at 1:47.85. Very little fuel left. In this lap, box this lap.
I think 6.3 might be a little bit over, but again, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Just in case we do sneak over. As long as it doesn't get us jumped in the pits. I haven't got tyres going on either now.
2 litres remaining. Awesome stuff, mate. Keep it coming. 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. Don't let this guy distract you.
Right, nice and tidy into the pit lane then.
Remaining.
That was okay. We got 9 minutes to go. Now let's not get jumped in the pits. That's the next key thing. Oh, we've got the very last box.
Exit's clear. Don't cross the white line. Left side.
Oh, he left his pit limiter on. He might have had us there and he not done that. Oh, he gets all kind of twitchy out the pit lane. So I think he put ever so slightly less fuel in, but we've got away with it. Everything's going to be a little bit cold. We have held on to the lead for now, and now we've got 8.5 minutes to go. To try and get this thing to the flag. We've definitely got enough fuel to the end. Nice and easy. Now this race has become a bit of a sprint to the flag. Just keep doing what we're doing. Now he's really going to start applying the pressure. Again, as long as we don't make any mistakes, there's not a lot you can do. It's a good run.
Car right. Right side's clear.
You put the lows there to give them the space. But we weren't just going to jump out of the way in that situation. Ooh, big look. All this is doing is allowing Tobias to get closer and closer.
Got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
He's trying to take some alternate lines, trying to work on some sort of run. He's just sort of testing where the grip is.
Car right. Clear right. Car right. Clear right.
But I know what he's trying to do is just get us to race more defensively. Try and make a mistake that way, or compromise our exit. But we've got a little bit more top end still. Ooh, that's not going to help.
Car left. Clear left.
Sit on that apex, don't allow the run. Yeah, what he's trying to do, yeah, is get us to go defensive into the corners.
Your lap time was 48.56.
So he can try and get a run on the exits. We're trying not to go defensive into the corners, we're trying to make him go offline.
Just 5 minutes left.
And then sort of really not quite pinch him on the apex, but give him a bit of a squeeze so he can't get on the power when he wants to. Oh, that's a horrible run. Yeah, Tobias is really the big winner so far out of all this. He's a bit of an unknown. Don't know how aggressive he'll be, but with a bit of luck, if he does get close enough to go for anything, obviously he'll try and get something done on Scott, and hopefully we can just gain a little bit of time. God, look at the run he got through there.
Last lap time was at 1:47. Clear right.
Ooh.
Car right. He's still there.
Had to give him the room.
Still there.
It's going to be a drag race up the hill.
Still there.
Again, we should have a little bit more top end.
Still there. Still there.
Yeah, and especially without the slipstream, he's got nothing top end. That was a bit scary. Swinging it in.
Clear right.
Don't know if next one's going to be the last lap or not. I think it is.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes.
Yeah. Next lap's definitely going to be the last. One more lap to go then.
One more lap. P1 on your right. Right side clear.
Again, trying to give him a big old squeeze. Not just going to jump out of the way for him. Is Tobias going to be able to do anything in that other bimmer? Are they potentially going to slow each other up a bit? Tobias is looking. We'll give him some slipstream.
That's 5 minutes
they've slowed each other up beautifully. That's exactly what we needed. Come on, we can do this. We can bring this home. Oh, what's happened? They both dropped back massively. And I mean, this is going to be the first time all day there's been over a 1 second gap at the front. Come on, bring it home. And I don't think, unfortunately, the final race result is going to paint the full picture here. I think Tobias has let Scott have it again, so I reckon they have come together slightly. Tobias now had exactly the same best lap this race. In towards the final few corners, though. Here at Watkins Glen. Arguably, I'm going to say the best race I've had so far this year. It might well end up being the best race we had this year. One of the best races I think I've ever had on iRacing. Again, if not the best. It's probably right up there, especially for a VRS race. Just non-stop battling from start right to the finish there. But through the final corner, we had a couple of scary moments throughout this one, but we are going to come through, and we are going to walk away with the race victory there. Make sure that definitely is the checkered flag.
That's a win. Great job.
But there we go. It is going to be a dub at the end of the day to kick off the season. They're very, very happy with that one. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, do make sure you leave a like. Get yourself subscribed as well for more iRacing content. Hopefully we can have more battles like that over the course of this championship. But yeah, what a race to start the season.